Religion and politics are the two things you're never supposed to talk about at the dinner table. It's hard to compromise on either, so it's bound to start an argument. But sometimes arguments are necessary. They help us define our positions and realize their inconsistencies. This is especially the case when the two are intertwined. No matter what the media or agnostics mistaken about the Establishment Clause tell you, religion and politics do mix, and they have for centuries. In fact, neither the abolition of slavery nor the Progressive Era would have come into existence without religious sentiment. The media likes to paint Christians and politics as backwards, but in reality, they have been the driving force of positive change for centuries. But not all change is positive. Tradition ought to be conserved as well. So how does the modern Christian strike a balance, and how should they navigate an increasingly complex political world? This is Hoosier Reformer, and I'd like to welcome you to Pilgrim Politics. In the United States, the two-party system makes it so that politics are often defined as Democrat versus Republican or liberal versus conservative. But things aren't always so simple. Let's take a look at economics. Usually people look at economics from a binary perspective also, in degrees of capitalism versus socialism. Capitalism emphasizes a free market, competition, and individualism. Socialism involves a centrally planned market, regulation, and collectivism. Both philosophies make a few assumptions. Capitalism assumes people are rational, self-determining, and autonomous. Its conclusion is that competition creates more wealth for all, assuming the government stays out of the economy. Socialism assumes that people are naturally inclined to work together for the common good. It assumes that this and state compulsion are sufficiently good incentives to replace private ownership and profit to drive economic growth. Its conclusion is that a centrally planned economy is capable of distributing goods fairly and equitably. As we all should know, however, humans aren't rational, and we're definitely more likely to take care of our own garden than tend to the community garden, as the value of the former is much more tangible. However, there is a third way. Distributism is an economic philosophy developed from Christian social tradition in the late 19th century. It combines the best part of both philosophies and corrects their mistaken assumptions. Pope Leo XIII wrote in his 1891 encyclical Rerum Novarum that the law, therefore, should favor ownership, and its policy should be to induce as many as possible of the people to become owners. Men always work harder and more readily when they work on that which belongs to them. Nay, they learn to love the very soil that yields in response to the labor of their hands, not only food to eat, but an abundance of good things for themselves and those that are dear to them. That such a spirit of willing labor would add to the produce of the earth and to the wealth of the community is self-evident. The right to possess private property is derived from nature, not from man, and the state has the right to control its use in the interest of the public good alone, but by no means to absorb it altogether. Clear in this encyclical is a condemnation of the wage slavery that is often associated with capitalism and the state ownership that is often associated with socialism. Distributism as a philosophy aims to bring widespread ownership of productive assets like land into a reality, because far too many barriers exist for the vast majority of people to have a fair chance at accessing the economy and obtaining productive assets like land. It's almost impossible in the cities, where nearly everything is rented. Even in agriculture, nearly 40% of farmland is rented or leased. The government often not only does nothing to alleviate this problem, but often actively encourages it through zoning laws in the cities and agricultural subsidies. So much for free market competition. Even Adam Smith, the founder of capitalist theory, recognized the potential for businessmen to conspire and reduce access to the economy for the less privileged. It seems distributism is needed now more than ever to combat the growth and power of large businesses and concentrated wealth over the everyday lives of the working class. This has been Pilgrim Politics, and I hope you'll like and subscribe for more videos like this one in the future.